As an entrepreneur, there's so many things we have to do on our day-to-day basis that once in a while, things get a little heavy. Sometimes things feel challenging. Sometimes we can let our thoughts focus completely on the challenges and the overwhelm. Well, what if there was a way to give yourself a bliss boost? Something that would not only bring your joy and your peace of mind up, but could also really expand your bottom line and your profits in the process. Hi, I'm Melanie Benson, and I'm America's leading small business optimizer. And this is a weekly show designed to help you learn the little techniques, the little insights, and the tips that give you a huge, huge shift in how your business runs, so that ultimately you have more fun, you have more profits, and you can impact more people in the process. Now, my guest this week is somebody who I absolutely adore. I want to introduce you to Rikka Zimmerman. And now Rikka is a global leader in consciousness. She's the creator of Adventure and Oneness. She's an acclaimed international speaker who empowers people to know they are the catalyst for bringing about transformation for themselves and the planet, while inviting them to remember to embrace and be the magnificent, unique expression of the divine they were born to be. And I have to say, on a personal note, I had the beautiful privilege of getting to know Rikka much, much more over the last year. And this is an extraordinary woman who delivers bliss bubbles everywhere she goes. She just brings this extraordinary beacon of light and fun and joy. And every time Rikka shows up in the space that I'm in, I leave feeling charged up and energized and inspired and just really, really loved. So Rikka, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm unbelievably excited to be here. It was so great during the whole introduction. I was like, Melanie, you're talking about you. Like, oh my God, you induce these, bubbles of bliss, and everybody knows who they are, and they feel empowered, and they feel like they can move forward in their life and show up as the greatness of them. So you're a girl after my own heart.
Isn't it so awesome when two people come together and all they feel is more bliss? It's so perfect. Well, you know what? And we're going to talk today about saying yes. Yes to your greatness, yes to more bliss, yes to more love. And I just say, I know in my own journey that the more I have done that, the more people like you have become friends and have become part of my day-to-day life and have become people that are the spark of that beautiful energy that keeps me going when I need help. And Rikka and I are in a mastermind together, and I got to say, having that kind of person, I guess for each of us being that for each other, it is extraordinary. So let's talk about how do we get to the place where we can say yes to more of that beautiful spark of love?
Yes, great question. I mean, I think one of the things to look at as an entrepreneur, as someone who's adventuring through life and bringing in new possibilities on the planet, you might notice that the new possibilities are the exciting ones, they're the joyful ones, they're the fun ones, as you're, kind of surfing that creative edge of consciousness and what you want to bring in. It's exciting, it's fun, it's full of love and full of joy. And each of you are those infinite creators. I know you because I know myself, right? We're like, woohoo, let's go. And what has slowed us down and brought our vibration down is buying into all of the experiences about the fear from the past. Mm-hmm. So fear is kind of your bliss killer.
Yeah, fear is a bliss killer. That's a great little meme.
And so, it's time, a great question to potentially look at is, has fear ever really killed you? Or have you actually, gotten through all of your fear? And you may want to notice, wow, when I actually went through my fear and came out the other side, I was bigger, I was having more fun, I felt better. It was amazing when I showed up as me and I was scared to get on stage, and then I did it anyway, and then after I'm glowing and my whole soul feels different and my heart is exploding. We might want to look at the redefinition of fear. Because what if fear was an energy that's in your system that's just been waiting to release into love and waiting to be released into bliss? It's kind of like stuck bliss. And when we say yes, when we open our hearts and our beings and, oh, open our souls up to go, you know what, the biggest, most amazing possibility, yes, 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 right? It's basically taking that fear and saying, I'm not going to listen to where I've let you stop me. Instead, I'm going to embrace you. I'm going to say yes anyway. And you'll come out the other side, melting that fear back into the bliss that it was actually meant to be, so that you can have a fabulous life and create everything that you're here to actually create.
So if I'm hearing you right, what you're saying is that fear is actually a catalyst that can be, like Napoleon Hill uses the word transmuted. It can literally be transformed into love and something that's more positive that we can get a greater bliss activated from.
Yes. Anxiety and orgasm are like a half degree of separation away.
Oh my God, I love that. So if you're anxious, you can have better orgasms if you know how to shift that just slightly.
And the biggest thing, the biggest key to make that flip from the anxiety to orgasm or from the fear to the bliss is to surrender and let go of control. As soon as you let go of control and you allow yourself to breathe, you'll find the anxiety where the fear was kind of holding it on and making it uncomfortable. Now you're opening yourself up, you're surrendering, you're letting go of the fear, you're allowing your space to expand. Now that energy bubble has a lot more space to exist in. And it's like, oh my God, I actually feel great. Wow, I feel orgasmic. Wow, I feel even bigger. And I know each of you have already experienced this because at least one time in your life you've said yes to something that was scary and you came out the other side going, wow, I feel bigger and more amazing.
Okay, so I love this idea that you can transmute fear or any of the feelings that come up around fear, like anxiety, worry, all of that. But let's say, so what you're saying is we've got to learn to let go of control. And I know small business owners, entrepreneurs, there's possibly this little thought going on of, so I'm supposed to let go of control of my business. Oh my God, this is my livelihood. How do I do that? What would you say to a business owner who's really struggling to let go of that control so they could have more bliss?
I would say, who's better at truly creating your life? Is it your mind? Or is it allowing yourself to co-create with God? Like, which one would be a bigger place to live? Which one would be more fun? Which one would be more joyful? And which one would feel more like you?
And which one would give you greater potential, right? Because we as one human being, we can only see so much. But if we tap into that infinite potentiality that universe or God or whatever you want to call it gives us, like that's infinite. That's unlimited.
Yes. And God has always been much better at energy than us, right? So when we give our energy, our whole systems, our vessels over to the energy of God, which is source, the universe, like we're like, okay, I'm going to surrender and give my energy, my vessel over to this energy and let it do what it will with me. Hasn't it always turned out even more amazing than you ever thought was possible? So God has always done energy better than we have. So we might as well give our energy to the energy of God and let it heal us. Let it move us forward. Let us invite us into the magic of the infinite possibilities that's truly meant to be and is actually your natural state.
So let's go back to this idea of saying yes. Let's say this is like a brand new idea to somebody. They've never even thought about it this way. Like maybe their whole life they've always been like, I have to figure it out in my own head. I've got to figure this out and I've got to make things happen. I have to push harder. I've got to force my way through because, you know, most of us, that's where we start, right? I know I did. What would be a really simple step someone could take to start moving into saying yes to more of themselves and more of their own, we might call it self-love?
Absolutely. Oh, one of the things I found is that when my mind was active, my heart was closed. Mm-hmm. So what I began to find is like when I was going into the figuring it out all by myself, let me do this, I'm going to make this happen, right? I was like, wait, when I do this, and I felt into my heart, I was like, it feels like my heart isn't expanded. It's not feeling the love right now. So I noticed that was a great indicator. It's like, okay, if my mind is going, my heart is closed. So every time my mind started going, I would just picture a stop sign. I didn't care what it said. I was like, you know what? Whatever you're about to tell me right now, it doesn't matter because I'd rather live in my heart. So I pictured a stop sign. And then I would take a deep breath into my heart. And first, I would feel the love of God above me. So you guys can all do this right now, actually. bring your awareness up and just feel the love of God. Just feel the lightest, most spacious, most loving. There we go. And if you have a hard time feeling this, and if you have a pet or a best friend or someone, picture them above you. And feel how much there we go. It's easy, right? Then go ahead and just breathe that energy into your heart. That love of God, love of God, love of God. And then with the exhale, just, thank you, God. Oh, thank you for that love. Oh, my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then bring it up again and just feel the love of God and take a deep breath and just, oh, my God, breathe in that, how loved you are and how much love is and how much love you have the capacity for and how in love with God you are. And then the exhale is like, thank you, God. Oh, my God, thank you. That was so much fun, God. I feel great. That bliss-inducing yumminess that we just went into, that was just amazing. Let's just do it one more time for you guys. Bring your awareness up and just find all that beautiful, infinite love and how loved you are by God. Good. Go ahead and take a deep breath and breathe that in. Oh, feel it in your heart. Oh, my God. Oh, that love of God and love of God and that pure love of God. There we go with the exhale. Just, oh, my God, thank you. God, thank you. And fall into that, surrender into the thank you. And so there we go. Now, I guarantee after you take those 3 breaths, you will not remember whatever your mind was going to do.
That is so true. I have no idea what was in my mind before.
And you'll be super centered in your heart, and you'll be present going, oh, my God, I feel great. This is awesome. I know how to move forward because your heart has always known how to move forward in your life. And your mind, you've given it the job of, move me forward, but it can't do it without the love. It doesn't know how to function without the love, right? So when you bring it into your heart and allow your heart to be the thing where you go, which direction do I go? What do I bring into the world? How do I be with clients? How do I bring this in? If you always come from the heart, you will always have success. Because God and the angels, they have a hard time validating your mind and a very easy time validating your heart.
Wow, I love the way you put that. And it's interesting that doing processes like this, because this is one of the things that I learned along the way is if I want to get out of my head, I have to get in my body, right? I have to breathe. I have to, do something that gets me to drop in, as we call it. And having just really simple tools and techniques like this can make the biggest difference when you are having challenges where maybe you're having a little bit of a spirally day and there's a lot of things coming at you. Yeah. Just learning how to turn to being in your body and breathing and activating that self-love can move you through pretty much anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And self-love is truly God love because we are the embodiment of God, and right? So it's like allowing yourself to receive how loved you are by God is actually, you are the love that you're receiving. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Welcome to self-love, right?
So I'm curious, I know personally your story, but I'm curious for everyone else as they're listening in, have you always been in this place, or did you have to go through your own journeys, your own trials and tribulations? Did you, have something that happened that caused you to be able to operate from this place you're in now?
Oh, I know all of you guys probably already know the answer. It's like nobody's getting out of this place without going through hell, it feels like.
You can't get to bliss without some hell in the process.
Exactly. So, it's like I had all the regular stuff going on. I had a, father that passed away when I was 11, who at that time was the love of my life. So, like, the man in my life was just gone, right? My mom was tough. She had 5 children and was stressed out and was making probably $12 an hour and didn't know how she was going to feed us and take care of us and totally, talk about stress. And then we're angry and fighting and we're not getting the love. So, oh gosh, right? You can see the recipe for the disastrous mess. So, I came along with all the perfect, and the cool thing about that is I chose the perfect parents to bring up all the stuff I needed to bring up in order to embrace all those parts of me and bring them back into love to where I could begin to fully resound at love all the time instead of kind of hitting these stumbling blocks of the places where I had left myself or lost myself in fear, in sadness, in pain, or in grief. Yeah. So, yeah, your answer is yes.
And at what point did you choose to make your business about teaching people self-love and how to connect more to themselves?
Well, interestingly enough, I began to realize, wait a second, we all do the same crap.
Yeah. Wait, you mean none of us are unique and we don't bypass that part of the journey?
Well, we're all unique in our soul essence, and we all have these amazing capacities and these experiences in our lives, and we all definitely have unique signatures. But as far as the limitations, it's like pull out the scroll, and I guarantee you, everyone's, oh yeah, I felt not good enough, I felt undeserving, I felt right. So everyone's gone through a lot of the same stuff, and so I realized in having made those shifts for myself, which some people say, well, it hasn't been easy. And it's not that it hasn't been easy. I've just been diligent. Like, come hell or high water, like, I have chutzpah. Like, I am going to stand up and do it and be it. And yes, and so for some reason, I have this thing inside of me. And I won't stand for anything less than everything I am. And so with that inside of me, it's like I've chosen and chosen and chosen and chosen. And what happens is as you choose and choose and choose and choose and choose, those choices move into your new habits. And then they move from habits to the new normal. And then you continue making choices and they move into habits and then they move into new normal. So every time you can allow yourself to use one of these tools, you're basically strengthening your muscle. And tomorrow it's going to be even easier to choose it because you chose it today. And so as you do that, you'll build all of your muscles to where it's actually quite easy just to be in God, love, and bliss all the time. And but you will have to go through all the other things that aren't that.
But it's a tool that like no matter what you're going through, at a certain point when you develop these inner mastery tools, you can get through anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And you begin to find that the things that you go through that are the hardest are the greatest catalyst for expanding your ability to love yourself. And so it's really weird, but it's like something occurs and you go, oh, cool. All right. I know this isn't going to be fun for maybe a week or two, right? As I go through all the pain and the suffering and the betrayal but this is going to be good on the other side, right? So you let yourself fall into it and explode and release and cry and get to the bottom of the devastation, and you let yourself, and the whole time, the more you do this too, you'll find your divinity stepping in at the same time and everything starts melding together where you're crying hysterically and then infinite joy is happening at the same time. You're like, I'm laughing, I'm crying, right? And so all these things, these energies that you put on different spectrums based on judgment begin melding as one into God love, and you increase your being and your ability to be in the bliss of God that truly is.
So I want to ask kind of a personal question around all this as it pertains to business. Because, sure. Rikka, you have done something that so many people are craving. So many people have this deep desire, and yet they have a huge gap around, and that is you have embraced your genius, your true passion, your mission on this planet, and you have created a very successful business around it. Mm-hmm. And yet I know so many people struggle with this every day. They have this passion and this drive, but there's this huge gap between their passion and then the results, right? Mm-hmm. Financially in particular. What would you say was a piece of your journey or maybe a game-changing moment, something that really turned things around for you and allowed your business to match the vibration of who you are?
Crazily enough, oh my God, self-love. Like I did pretty well, like before I embodied self-love, but I've doubled my income since self-love. I've actually tripled it since self-love. So it's like, man, and the other thing is before self-love, I was working my butt off, girl.
Ooh,
like I was like,
okay.
facilitating and this, another launch, another product, and work hard, right? Because I was still trying to earn the love, right? And so I was still functioning from those patterns. I was, traveling, I did 300 events in 1 year. That's cuckoo. I just go from state to state and city to city, opening up new, I'm like, how did this body even do it, right? So I went from that to actually embodying self-love to having my whole business reflect self-love. And the events grew massively. The income tripled. Everything got so much easier. I just got the numbers back from what we did this year, and it's like, oh my God, and it was so easy. Like I did 2 live classes instead of 300. Like what? Right? So when you embody this self-love, your ability to create massive amounts of wealth easily in a way that works for you and is sustainable, that's really what shows up, right? And the thing that I looked at a long time ago is, wait a second, in order for people to actually pay me for, what they want, which is money, success, self-love, no judgment, I have to be it, right? And if I'm not being it, so it's time for me to be it, right? And so I would just make those commitments, and it's like I've been working and working and working on myself so that I could actually be what I was presenting. Because the more and more and more I be it, the more and more and more people come from it because they can feel that it's a authentic vibration, because it is. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying don't start before you're ready, because you gotta start. Like, go for it all the way. There is no perfection. I mean, I've been going through a transition where I'm crying my eyes out and I'm facilitating in 5 minutes. Oh my God, okay, get through it. Okay, and go. Okay, hi everyone. And it's okay, because life is not clean and perfect here. It's messy. There's stuff everywhere. But just keep breathing, keep going through it, keep releasing, keep allowing yourself to love yourself on a deeper and deeper and deeper level. And what you'll find is you'll start embodying a vibration where you emanate it so fully, your reflection becomes that vibration of loving you, because you love yourself so fully. You vibrate that out, and everything will love you so much more fully. And you're like, this is so cool. This is much better than reflecting patterns out like I'm not good enough, and then making people, making this beautiful universe become that.
Yeah. And I kind of had my own attention spark quite greatly when you said everything got easier. Mm. Because I know so many people stop, and it's almost like there's a barrier for them, because their mind makes up, if I'm going to get more financial wealth, it's going to be harder. I have to do more. I have to work more, right? We create that fear, and then we project into that fear all the things that's going to be more difficult.
Yeah.
What do you think got easier? I'd love to give people, besides the travel, but like, how did it get easier? Because I think people sometimes, they need to be able to see it or feel it somehow and really make it real for themselves.
Well, I find naturally that I kind of function in the state of question. And It's like, I'm always going, so what if we, and if we could, and then what if, and then, and like, so when it comes to business, that's how I look at business. Everything is like, how do we open this further? How does this become more? How does, right? And so, and the cool thing about that is it gets you out of your mind, and it gives your mind a job of opening instead of closing and calculating. It's like, oh, no, let me give you the job of opening, right? So it's kind of constantly going, how does this get even easier? How does this get even more fun? How do we reach even more people so that this can, be even easier, more lucrative, and more fun?
Yeah, so I love that.
Yeah, as you train your mind to begin sort of coming from this place of wondering how it could get even more fun and even easier for you, it'll get easier. And the other thing is, I realized that my business wasn't mine. It was actually God's business. And so, God, you make it easy on me. It's like, and God's going, I'm trying to make it as easy on you as you'll let me. Right?
Yeah, we just get out of the way so I could do this for you, right?
How true is that, right? And so for me, I really had to let go of a lot of needing to struggle or work hard in order to deserve the money that I was receiving.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes, and you can feel that kind of hit everybody's systems, like go. Oh, okay, so let's take a big love breath. To actually begin harmonizing that, because I can feel it kind of sitting there now that we dropped that bomb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So go ahead and bring your awareness up and just feel that beautiful energy of abundance and love and light, all that healing energy of God. And go ahead and take a deep breath. There we go. And then breathe it into that energy that just brought up about the deserving. There we go. Breathe it all the way through it to begin unlocking and moving those heavier energies. There we go. They're starting to get lighter. And as you breathe that breath and that light and that love all the way through, it's starting to get lighter and lighter and Go lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. Good. Let me just take one more deep breath and let's clear up the remnants. Bring in your awareness up into this beautiful energy of God. And is it time to allow yourself to know that you deserve it? And that you're saying yes to deserve it. Like, you know what? Yes, I do deserve it to be easy and fun and blissful.
Yes, I love that. It's like, say yes, that you do deserve it, and then everything starts to shift. You can't have a shift until you claim it. You have to say yes to it.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So let's claim it. Yes!
Woohoo! All right.
Easy and fun and blissful. Yes to my biggest, wildest dreams coming true. Yes to everything in my life being awesome. There we go. Take a deep breath and breathe that in. And just let that old world of, working hard and deserving all that stuff, just let it go. Just keep your awareness up. There we go. And just bring in this light energy. And you're kind of learning vibrationally right now how to transmute energies. There we go. And how to release those lower energies and bring in the higher energies. There we go. Until all you do is resonate at the higher energies. There we go. See, isn't that easier and more fun? And the more you're willing to go, oh, well, it was heavy. I might as well let it go.
Exactly.
And not have to figure out what it was or hold on to it because you think you needed it, the faster you'll actually transform.
I love it. I told you she's a bliss bubble. But you know what? I'm really glad you brought up that deserved piece, because I know that that's where so many people get tripped up. And there's all of these layers of limiting thoughts, and, you know, the paradigm that you've witnessed your whole life is one way. And you have to be willing to say yes, even if you can't see the path right now, even if you don't know how. You have to be willing to say yes. I want more ease in my life. I want this to be more fun. I want to be able to have more love and joy and peace of mind. Whatever that thing is, that quality you're wanting to embrace, you have to claim it first, right, Rikka? It's like it's just say yes, and then the how will reveal itself. Then you can be in that question. And I want to say that question again, because I love using questions to activate new possibilities. That's a big part of the way I coach people. Yeah. So it was perfect what you said, just being in the question. So if you want to bring in more bliss, more ease, what was the question you said before, or whatever question comes to you now?
Yeah, like a moment ago. So, I mean, you can ask any question.
What would it look like? How could it be?
One of the questions that I ask a lot is, how does this get even easier?
Yes.
How does this get even more fun and even more lucrative? Because the more money I bring in, the more money I can put towards contributing to consciousness. So I know the more I receive, the more the world receives. And that's why I asked that question, because it works for everybody. And one of the things that you said, I just want to bounce back on it because it was so absolutely brilliant, is that you're not going to know the path. And the reason why you're not going to know the path is because when you let go of the limitation that had your blinders on, when you let go of the limitation, you're actually going to be a new person, seeing with new eyes, and there's a different path than the one you could figure out from when those goggles were in place, right? So as you let go of the goggles, you're like, oh my God, I didn't see this path. Yeah, because it was right here. But with the goggles, you couldn't actually see it. Right?
Exactly.
So as you let go and transform, you're going to find there's a new path, and that quote-unquote how is shifting into a bigger, easier, more fun environment. So there's no way for your mind to be able to landscape that. Your mind can begin to have ideas about it, but you have to allow your mind to be an ever-expanding tool, not one that controls your life.
You know, I know a lot of people put so much energy into, I've got to be a better marketer, I've got to learn how to sell better, I have to learn how to do this, I have to learn how to do that. But I think not everybody has embraced yet how important it is to do their own inner work, to really master, and you use the term retrain your brain. How important do you see that in your ability to be more successful and more prosperous in whatever type of business you own?
Well, if you look at where most marketing functions from, it functions from sort of addressing people's limitations and then kind of trying to control them into whatever it is. So I see a lot of more so like the internet marketing, like to that, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, wait, you're selling a product on how to sell people products that you're selling to these people. Where's the product? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
So what I've done, because I looked at some marketing, like I've never taken any classes or anything, and I began to look at how does this work for my heart? How does this resonate with my being? How do I want to come at marketing from a very different space where it's actually about, it's just like, it's all about empowering the people, and it's all about, okay, how do you need to hear this in order to take your next step, to expand you more, to give you so much, to where by the time you get to the point of selling anything, they're so full and overflowing, they were grateful they came, right? So it's like, that's kind of how I approach that. And I would say it's important, but oh my God, without the inner work, you also can't have the clarity of your marketing and the clarity of your message and the clarity of who you're here to be and what you're here to vibrate into the world. So as you get clear on that, it goes into all the marketing, and then everyone who's at all has been through anything that you've been through is all flocking to receive the change that you've actually gone through, the path that you've led and what you've let go of and released and gotten to the other side. So if you rob yourself of your inner work, you're robbing all your clients of their ability to actually receive themselves.
Absolutely. And even if you're not in the business of selling transformation or personal growth or any of that nature, maybe you sell some form of a product that is more of a practical product. I still believe that the inner work makes you more resilient. Help, like you said earlier, the clarity. Oh my gosh, if you're not doing the inner work and clearing out the cobwebs all the time, how can you stay clear and focused on what's most important? We get distracted so easily.
Yeah.
And I think it's also what makes us the person who continues to evolve into being more productive and more efficient and more impactful, whether we're leading a team or we're leading an entire universe of people. Yeah. We still have to be the best leader, the best of us we can be. So
and you guys will become even more proud of you, and even more as you let go of what's never really been you, the limitations and the separations. You'll be like, oh my God, I love myself. Like, because every party's like, oh yes, possibility, yes, magic, yes, love, yes, light. And you're like, oh, I'm resonating. And you're like, I love being around me. I love being with me. Like, I am like, oh, right? As you do that, as you become a magnet, how many people in the world would love to be around themselves?
Such a great question.
Right? And love to love themselves and love to let go of judgment of self. I mean, everybody in the entire world is looking. That's the kingdom of love. So as you love yourself, whether you're selling plumbing or internet marketing or consciousness classes, as you love yourself, you become what everybody else wants. So vibrationally, they're going to come to you to receive that for themselves. And it's a gift that you've given you that is easily given, because all you have to do is be it for yourself.
I love that. That's such a great way to put it. So Rikka, I always ask my guests if they have a mantra or quote, something that they find is inspiring for them, that helps them stay the course. Do you have one for you? Or do you have like 1,000 of them for different times? Like, pick one. What?
I think a great practice that you guys could get into, I could even ask you, Melanie, like, how long has it been since you actually looked in the mirror and looked into your own eyes and just went, oh my God, I love you, right? How long? It's like, is that a practice that you do every day, or is that something that you kind of just don't think about?
No, you know what? I don't think about it. I have done it, and I don't think about it every day. You're right.
Yeah. So, and, if you had a lover that you saw every day, looked and saw every day, was with every day of your life, every moment of every day, and they never told you that they loved you, how would that make you feel? You would feel like, excuse me, but this person doesn't even know that I'm here. Like, I'm being neglected. Like, they don't love me. They don't even give me attention, right? So if you look at that within yourself, your relationship with you is a way that you build a beautiful, sustaining energy of light and love. It's a relationship. Are you going to have a good relationship where you tap in every day and you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, God, I just love you. I adore you. I have so much fun with you. Like, I wonder how much fun we can have today. Like, let's just enjoy ourselves and just, oh my God, you're just amazing. I love being around you. Oh my God, you were so funny when you said that. Oh man. And then when you put that program in, it's like so amazing. Did you see how many people actually received that? Like, why not start having these conversations with yourself so that you can begin to learn that you can trust you and that you do love you and that you're being that love for yourself. And I guarantee that exercise will change your business and increase your wealth bigger than any other thing you could actually do.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. I love that. And you know what? It's funny. We've talked about this before, and I don't remember to do it. So I am going to make that part of my daily ritual because I have daily rituals of what gets me energized and inspired and, programs my brain for the kind of person I want to be that day. So I think that's a beautiful practice to add in for some more self-love, some more expansion.
Awesome. And hey, Post-it notes on your mirror are great. Just a Post-it note of like, say loving things to myself.
Post-it. Going to add it. Rikka, oh my gosh, you are just this burst of beautiful light, and I've loved this so much. I'm curious, what are you most excited about that's happening next?
Oh my gosh. So right now we're actually putting together this amazing quiz that actually gives people their abundance frequency score. So it's like I've developed a system of questions where it can actually address what frequency they're functioning at within these 5 pillars of reality. And then with that, they can take the quiz and they can get their score. And then, this is so exciting, they actually can go on this video series journey where it gives them the personalized results of like, you answered this on this question, that means this. Let's give you this tool and move you into this new platform. And it's basically moving people from the vibration of fear and scarcity to the vibration of love and receiving and support and abundance. And so that's what I'm most excited about right now.
That's
it's
awesome.
Like, I can't wait just to bring it into the world and have the world go, yes, we're abundant, yes, we're loved, yes, we're supported, yes, we're magical, we're awesome.
And so I know there's so many exciting things. I didn't know which one you're going to pick, and I didn't even know about that one. So I love that. I can't wait to check it out when you get it ready, too. So let's tell everybody, we'll put the URL up here, but I want to make sure everybody knows how they can find you. And are you ready to share where they can find the quiz?
Yeah, actually, let's send you guys to freegiftsfromrikka.com.
Okay.
Freegiftsfromrikka.com. And that way the quiz will definitely be ready.
Definitely.
By the time this comes out, it might be like kind of almost, I have pretty much there.
So if it's not ready yet, check back. It'll be there shortly.
Exactly. So if you go to freegiftsfromrikka.com, there's the 3 Ps to Loving You audio. There's a Money, Wealth, and Abundance audio. There's like 5 free amazing things there for you. So you might as well grab those. And then we'll send you an email about the quiz, and you can take that and find out what your abundance frequency score is and bring it through the roof.
Nice.
It's 2015, right? It's time to rock this thing.
Exactly. Why wait when you could say yes to more greatness, more love, more passion, more joy, more fun, more ease?
Yes. And
that's great. I love it. Rikka, thanks so much. And as you're listening in today, I know Rikka has probably sparked something for you on some level. Like, you cannot be in the same space with Rikka and not have some huge breakthrough. I'd love to hear what it is. Just go over to our show page at melaniebensonstrick.com, right there on the blog. Let us know what was an insight or an aha or something really cool that happened tuning into Rikka and I today. And if you're following along on iTunes or any of our radio stations, thank you for listening in. We always love to connect with you. You can head over to the melaniebensonstrick.com page, and we've got some great gifts for you, as well as you can find out more about Rikka on the show page. So thanks, Rikka. I love you, darling. Thanks so much for being here today, and thank you for tuning in and for being with us. And we'll be back again next week with another great, fabulous, inspiring guest. Bye, everyone.